Well, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. Yeah, Tuesday morning. So this is August 2nd. I'm gonna mount that little 234 International. You can see the green down through there. It's a beautiful day, hot and muggy. I guess it's supposed to be up towards 90 today. And I know a lot of parts of the country get the same temperature, but Maine, we get a lot of humidity. So it'll get pretty stifling this afternoon. But anyway, we're gonna do some good old cultivating, and then I'm gonna fire up the bee and go through the potatoes because I'm starting to get a lot of weeds in the potatoes. I don't know how much it'll help, but they're looking pretty good. We'll try to keep them that way. So anyway, we'll bring you back with little bits and pieces of the day. It's gonna be a hit or miss, a little of everything. This little 234 International, she's been used pretty hard, but some people asked about this loader on this thing, and this is the actual model. Is a model says something 10 M10, and the serial number is 10,015, made by Great Bend. And yeah, M10 right there. So Great Bend line, they're the ones that made it, and it does a good job. It'll lift more than what the tractor's capable of holding its ass end down, so you can overload the tractor pretty easy with it. But if you load light and go often, it'll do a mountain of work. And of course the cultivators, this is actually line back line. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's kind of hard to see with the contrast, but it's been painted over. But it did say the line back line, or lean back. I don't know how you pronounce that. L-E-I-N. I think it's line back. Yeah, it would be line back. So anyway, yeah, just a simple cultivator. We're going to tear shit up today. And this winter, I think we're going to have to put some axle seals in this old girl. I don't know if you can see all that grease down there running, but she's definitely got some axle seal issues. And that side there seems to be the worst. This side over here, it's not even wet, just dusty, but that side there is leaking. So I'll be have to get into that this winter. I hate to, but I think we're going to have to. But anyway, we'll see if the old girl's fat. A little bit of fuel. That is the correct hours on it, 1,089 hours. The only thing don't work on it's the fuel gauge. Always have to check it, but well, anyway, yeah, a little 3-speed transmission. Off we go. These little 234s are handier in a pocket. I wouldn't mind having another one. Carol thinks I'm crazy, but what can I say? I like tractors. So anyway, we're going to do some cultivating. I'll bring you back. Beautiful golden zucchini, looking good. We're going to pick that this evening. Well, as with all things on the farm, things change. I was going to cultivate and weed the rhubarb this afternoon. So I stopped cultivating, helped Carol pick some beans, and got a phone call. Got to go move some junk for somebody, some friend. And Anyway, just one of those things. Gonna probably chew up the afternoon, so you know, best laid plans, you know how they are. But anyway, if I get anything else on the farm today, I'll let you know. Well, it's the next day. We just unloaded over here at the food bank, and this is actually where we sell a lot of our produce. Anything we have extra, they purchase it. One of those federal operations that they do. It's kind of nice. Helps the local farmers. Busy over here though, but now we're going to head over through some farmland and go over to the Bell Farm. I get over in the farmland there, I'll bring you back. Now you can see here, beautiful fields over in this part of the country. We're over in Auburn now. This one here, they usually grow cattle corn in it. They didn't plant it this year, didn't plow it, didn't do nothing to it. So I don't know what happened there. Get down at the end of the road here, and there's another big field, and I believe that this is some of the Bell Farm's corn, but I'm not positive. I know they've planted this field before, because I've seen it in potatoes and I've seen it in corn. This year it's in corn. I'm pretty sure that's Bell Farm corn. Don't know if it's early or late. But this is the road here that the Bell Farm is on. North Route 136. So now only down here, just over this next hump. Farm. We don't get rear-ended from behind here. That's all potatoes, most of it out there. Yeah, I just left Bell Farms. Got our corn on back. I would have loved to have gone in and got some pictures there, them loading, packing corn and stuff, but they're washing and packing potatoes, doing corn. They've probably got, I don't know, 20, 25 people in there just like ants going every which direction, and no place to be filming or getting in the way, you know. So maybe later on in the fall we might get a chance to take a picture of the corn line working. Kind of interesting, but I'll talk to Ray there before I do that. A lot of times, you know, you get in there and it's just family working it if it's a slow day or something. But that doesn't happen until after Labor Day, you know, when things slow down a little bit. But anyway, we're heading back over here towards Danville Junction. Little train junction up here. They still do some shuffling of cars. And it was actually, I didn't think to get the camera going there when I went through Danville Junction coming this way. When I go back there, I'll get the camera going there, show you the little junction there. Not much, but it's still operational, which is kind of nice, you know. Portland's got the Rigby Yard, I believe it's called. That's a pretty big one, but this is just a small one out in the country. And there was a locomotive sitting there idling, hooked onto a length of cars, so well, I'll bring you back. Well, we just went over the height of the land here, headed down into Danville Junction, which is down in the lower valley here. Some pretty good hills down here. But one of them there is probably close to up. Got people walking. Doesn't pay to go fast. They're just trying to enjoy their day just like we are. I don't understand all the road rage. I really don't get it. But there's a beautiful Farm All H right there, sitting in that guy's yard. That just kills me to see him just going to waste, you know. And I'll bet that probably ran when they drove it there and packed it. But, you know, it's their shit. They can do what they want with it. Just like the guys that scrap them, you know. Their stuff. You take the, you know, a nice Farm All H. What more it costs for operations in a day as far as, you know, gasoline versus diesel and, you know, fuel economy and all that. You can, you know, buy one all restored for 3,000 or 4,000. You can restore one 100% like what Squatch 253 did. But this is Danville Junction. Not to change my subject. Locomotive sitting right there running. I'm not going to sit on the tracks long. That's a bad habit. But anyway, yeah, little spot. Yeah, so now you think about it. You've got a tractor there that's, you know, let's say it's 30 some horsepower, which for most applications on the farm, it's all you need, unless you're baling. In Farm All H, you can put a 3-point on them for $1,100–1,200. So let's say at the top you get $10,000 in a Farm All H. That's a gas job. People will go out and they'll spend, you know, $40,000 to $50,000 for a 40 or 50 horse tractor, brand new with all the bells and whistles on it. That's gonna burn probably 75% of what that Farm All H will burn. Well, you figure out the hours that most people put on a tractor a year, let's say 200, and figure out the difference in price. You're talking 40 years down the road probably before you're going to cross paths with that John Deere paying for itself on fuel. Shit, most people don't farm that long or that much. So I don't really understand. And if you took your money that you've got tied up and invest it in something else, I'm gonna get us across Route 100 here. Luckily, this isn't a very busy road. But, you know, I don't understand why people don't run more of the old equipment. It's nice equipment. You can get any parts you need for it. They're cheap. You know, you can buy a running one all day long, $1,500, and run it for years before you have to do anything to it. But that's just my thoughts on that. That's why we run a lot of the old junk. And yeah, anyway, I'll bring you back in a little while. Well, we're home again. I'm down here in this mess. Gonna try to do a little hoeing for a while. I'm not gonna film it, but you can see what it looks like. Got a brand new hoe here. Nice onion hoe. And I'll show you how bad it is. Pretty dry here too. But I gotta get all these weeds out. This is the new stuff I planted this spring. These 4 or 5. Couple in there. So this row is in pretty good shape for about 30 feet. And then I got a big gap. I'm gonna get that hoed today and probably go get a couple of them, maybe transplant them. It's a little dry to do transplanting, but I can water it every couple days. Anyway, you can see we got a big gap here for about 12–14 feet, and then another one beyond that, and then I got a gap right in that row I got to fix. So that was stuff that the first year it just didn't take, and you know, the rest of them look pretty good. Matter of fact, I might even pick a few of these today. It's late in the season, it's August, but they look to me like I could probably still get enough good stuff here for a pie. That makes me happy. So I'll probably do a little pulling of some rhubarb this afternoon when it cools off. And anyway, I'll bring you back, show you my progress. Well, that's about 20 minutes worth of progress. Pretty slow at weeding, but try to do a good job. And of course my back hurts, so you know, I'll do around a plant, stand up for a minute. So it's not all hoeing time or weeding time, you know. Probably ain't more than 10-12 minutes there worth of weeding, but it's one of those things, you know. Back ain't like it used to be. But my back was never good for bending over, even when I was young. So anyway, yeah, it's about lunchtime, so we'll stop for lunch and get back at it. Got a little bit of grass there I didn't get today, but we'll get her another day. But we got these few done. Got up to the gap. Got to do 2 of them right here and then a gap. And then what, 3 more plants I guess up on that end. Maybe 4, 5, I guess. Not bad. We'll get that some other day. It's hot this afternoon. So I'm going to go dump my bucket full of weeds and we'll call it a day. Well everybody, it's the end of 2 days that I've been filming this little film here. And you know, what do farmers do after supper in the evening when they got nothing else to do? We're watching that bank right over there. Because we got a groundhog infestation down here. And we've seen them. But whenever we see them, we don't have the gun. So we've got an old single shot 22 here. And it's kind of funny. The box of shells sold for $1.39 at Rite Aid. I think I've had them kicking around for a few years. They still shoot. And the gun is a funny story behind the gun. I think it's a Winchester single shot. But anyway, I'll tell you a funny story about it. We was over to Norway when I was a kid. I think I was 18 years old. One of the guys with us, he was wanting to buy a 357 Magnum. So he was doing his wheeling and dealing, and I'm looking at all the guns hanging on the wall, and I see this old rusty gun. And I mean, it was rusty. Looked like you just buried it in the dirt and dug it up. And I asked the guy about it, and he says, oh, he said, that's just a wall hanger. He said, it's no good. He says, it's a barrel's plugged in it. I said, oh, okay. I said, how much you want for it? He says, $10. So I gave him a $10. And he wrote up a slap on it. He said right on it, you know, unsafe to shoot, and blah, 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 blah. And went on and on. Because he didn't want to be responsible for it. So I take it home and I put it right in the lathe. I took the sandpaper to it. And that's why I say I think it's a Winchester. You can't barely read. It was made in New Haven, Connecticut, I think. You can still read that part of it. But the Winchester part you can't read. But anyway, I sanded it off. And, you know, the gun, you can see it's all black. Like, it was all water damage. And I mean, look at the damage on this from rust. It was just, you know, it was pretty well. You can see that's what's left of the writing on it. It's pretty faint. And got a lot of file marks up here where people have just taken files to it to clean it. I don't know the story about it. I was told it was found in the rafters of a barn. So anyway, whatever the story was, it was pretty rough shape. I get it home after I'd cleaned all the outside of the barrel. I'm just figuring I'm going to re-blue it or whatever. And I decided I'd try to clean the bore out of it. I'm expecting rust. And I start shoving down through with a cleaning rod, and it's grease. And this is the most pristine barrel that I have on the farm. Unbelievably pristine. And the gun will shoot better than what I can shoot. So ended up being a nice $10 gun. But anyway, this is what we're doing. We're setting out here. I'm going to end this video because if I keep talking, the groundhogs won't come out, because it's only about 200 feet over to where they'd be, and they'd be hearing me. So anyway, keep safe, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.